Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday morning and we've got some hot breaking news off the press. Yes, Fabrizio Romano has tweeted about Bruno Fernandes, about him maybe not leaving Man United. This is huge news coming out for Man United fans, because Man United fans have been up in arms about whether Bruno Fernandes is going to leave, whether United should sell him, whether United should hold on to him and then go and buy other players or sell other players. This has been huge news for about a week or two. We've been reporting on this for about 2 weeks ago. We said that Bruno Fernandes received a huge world record breaking offer from Al Hilal, and any other player would not be in a position to refuse such kind of money. But Bruno Fernandes was always adamant that he wants to play in Europe and doesn't want to play in Saudi right now. In this point of his career, he feels that he's got a lot more to offer and didn't want to move to Saudi. But then the offer, the money, I mean, anybody else would be looking at that money thinking, well, look, the money's so good, I'm going to have to go and join the Saudi league, even though he might not necessarily want to be playing in that league. But we've heard some huge breaking news this morning on Bruno Fernandes. But before we start the show, please hit that like button on this video, and if you're not already a subscriber to the Man United stream channel, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and more from one single daily dose. So let's kick off today's show with huge breaking news on Bruno Fernandes. About 5 minutes ago, we got a tweet from Fabrizio Romano saying that Bruno Fernandes has decided on his future and on the offer received by Al Hilal, and the decision he's made is that he wants to stay at United. But then there's another line near the end of his tweet which really kind of leaves the door open for Bruno Fernandes leaving United, and that's what's confused most Man United fans as well, which is that Bruno Fernandes wants to play in the big European competitions or something like that, he said. I've put it up on the screen anyway. This leaves me thinking that Bruno Fernandes really doesn't want to be at United, but is waiting for another big European club to come out and make an offer. We said it about a week or two ago when we first heard of this offer. We spoke to our sources close to Bruno Fernandes, and they said, look, it's a great offer from Al Hilal, but Bruno Fernandes wants to play in Europe. He feels that he's got a lot to offer. He's at the peak of his career and wants to go to a huge club and wants to win the big titles. We know what that means. We know that means Real Madrid. We know that means Barcelona. We know that means PSG. We know that means Bayern Munich. He wants to win titles. Those are the clubs that guarantee you titles. And I feel that if an offer came in from, say, Real Madrid, who've lost Modric right now, he would jump at the chance of moving to Real Madrid and he would accept that offer. And I think that's what Bruno Fernandes is still holding out on. It's not necessarily I want to play for United, it's I want to play in Europe. And that's what I'm getting out from this tweet from Fabrizio Romano, and that's what we've heard from our sources, that Bruno Fernandes is not about staying at United but wants to stay in Europe. That is a key difference. But look, what are your thoughts on this? I had come round to the idea of selling Bruno Fernandes. I must admit, in the last couple of days, I thought about it and I thought, well, look, Bruno Fernandes, yes, great player, but if we take that money, which we desperately need, and will we be able to sell Bruno Fernandes for more in a couple of years? Maybe not, but if we could take that money right now and spend on 2 or 3 top players, 2 or 3 very good team players, we could transform our team. We've seen it with PSG. We were making this point yesterday or the day before, which is we need a team of players who are gelled together, working together, not superstars. So it doesn't matter if Bruno Fernandes is a top player in this team, in this United team currently. He can do nothing on his own. He needs a top team around him, and without those players around him, he's not going to be able to do anything next season either. We need to bring in more faces, better players, and if we have to get rid of Bruno Fernandes to do that, then so be it. That was my position. Let me know in the comments below. Some obviously fans were disagreeing with us, saying, look, no, Bruno Fernandes is a world-class player, we need to keep him. Some agreed that Bruno Fernandes should be sold. There's a divide, I must admit, in the United fans on Bruno Fernandes. Some love him, some actually can't wait to see the back of him. I'm not in that camp. I must admit, I like Bruno Fernandes, but financially, thinking about it, I think it made a lot of sense to sell him. But Bruno Fernandes clearly has said he does not want to leave United, or does not want to leave for Al Hilal. One of the other. You've got to take your pick. I mean, I think it's more he doesn't want to move to Al Hilal, not necessarily doesn't want to leave United. Last night we also got some really interesting news on Brian Bumo, and that's from again Fabrizio Romano, and he said that Bumo has decided to give priority to Manchester United this summer. This is huge news. Once again, United will open negotiations with Brentford over the striker. This is a good signing. This is a solid signing. This guy could really offer us something that United have been missing for a long time. He can offer us that power, that finishing power up front that we are desperate for. This would make a huge difference. I'm hoping that this gets done. I was genuinely looking at this player and thinking this guy could actually fit into this United team and do a really good job for us. So let's wait and see. It's early days. Of course, the player has given his priority to Man United, but United have to pull their finger out and go and do the negotiations. And we all know United are pretty slow when it comes to negotiating things like contracts with strikers and players. Just generally, United do not move on anything really quick. So let's hope, fingers crossed, this gets done, because we want the deals done and players coming in as quick as possible, especially now that Bruno Fernandes has decided not to leave United. But the problem with me, I still come back to it, is that when it says the line of Man United captain wants to play at top level in Europe, decision made. What does that tell you? United are not in Europe. United are not anywhere near the top level of Europe. And so what is that? What is he trying to? I think that's a cryptic message sending out to the rest of the clubs in Europe saying Bruno Fernandes is up for sale. You guys come in anywhere near 100 million for United and give him a decent contract and he will move. That's what I'm thinking. And if that is the case, I think a lot of clubs around Europe will be on high alert when it comes to Bruno Fernandes. I cannot see clubs like Real Madrid, who are in desperate need of a playmaker in the middle of the park, just overlooking someone like Bruno Fernandes, who's arguably one of the best playmakers right now in Europe, at his peak of his talent right now. Seriously, this guy is very, very good. I don't care what some United fans think about him. I don't believe that's true. I think the guy is top notch. In this team is what the problem is. He's in the wrong team right now. He hasn't got the players around him, but his playmaking, his ability to pass the ball and everything is absolutely top level. That is it for today's show, guys. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe. You're watching the Man United Stream channel by the fans for the fans.